Hello, my name is Tuhur Islam Mashfi and my University of Hertfordshire ID is 2501562 and this is my ID. So today I will be advising Sulaiman who owns a restaurant called Haveli House in Hatfield about his rights and remedies under the Sale of Goods Act 1979 in relationship to his recent purchase from Amzad Furniture Store in London. So firstly, I will briefly explain the fact of the case. So here, Sulaiman wanted to renovate his restaurant after 10 years and went to Amzad Furniture Store and met the sales advisor called Simon and bought several items. 25 extra large grey marble tables, 100 velvet dining chairs, and one leather sofa set. So when the goods arrived, most of them were not as agreed. He received a wrong and medium-sized table, the chairs had grey smoke and scratches, and the leather sofa caused his daughter to develop skin rash. Later, the seller said that now it's too late to cancel. So let's look at the rights that Sulaiman has under the Sale of Goods Act 1979. Since Sulaiman bought this furniture for his own restaurant business and Amzad Furniture Store is also a business, so this is a B2B contract. Consumer Right Act 2015 will not apply. Instead, Sale of Goods Act 1979 applies. So, meaning the good must match its description under section 13. The good must be of satisfactory quality under section 14 subsection 2. The good must fit for its purpose, that is section 14 subsection 3. So these are the key sections that we are going to use in Sulaiman's case. So let's start with issue 1, that is about the wrong and missing tables. Sulaiman ordered 25 extra large grey marble tables but received only one correct. The rest were medium sized or wooden. Under section 13 of Sale of Goods Act, the good must match its description. Section 27 to 30 requires the seller to deliver the correct goods and quantity. In the case of Bailey versus Taylor, a seller described the car as 1961 model but later it found out that it's a much later car. Here the court said that it didn't match the description, so the buyer could reject it. Just like the case, the wrong tables didn't match what Sulaiman ordered. The difference is major, not minor. Under section 15a subsection 1, since this is not a slight breach, Sulaiman can reject the table and claim a refund or a replacement. Now moving on to issue 2, that is about the damaged and greasy chair. So the 100 velvet chair were sold at discount because they were ex-displayed and said to have been the minor wear and tear. But later Sulaiman found that it has scratch marks and grace mark and scratches. Under section 14 subsection 2, good must be of satisfactory quality taking into account its price and description. In the case of Fergus versus Parrish, a Range Rover with a minor scratch is also considered as unsatisfactory because a reasonable person would want a proper standard. However, in Bartlett versus Sydney Marcus, the court said when the buyer knows the goods are of second hand, the expectation is lowered, but they have the right to expect it to be safe and usable. Even though the chairs were ex-display, Sulaiman has the right to expect them to be clean and usable, not stained or scratched. The chairs are not of satisfactory factor under section 14 subsection 2. Sulaiman can ask for repair, replacement, or partial refund under 15b, 48a to 48f. Now moving on to the last issue, that is about the sofa that causing skin rash. Sulaiman asked whether the leather sofa might irritate people with skin problem, but Sulaiman promised him that it won't. But later, his daughter got a rash from sitting on it. Under section 14.3, good must fit for purpose made known to the seller. In the case of Grant versus Ketting Mill, underwear cost rash. The court said that it didn't fit for the purpose. Solomon clearly told about his concern and she gave assurance. This created a reliance on her skill and judgment. The sofa is not fit for the purpose under section 14 subsection 3. So Solomon can reject the sofa and claim a full refund. Now the question comes that can Solomon reject now or is it too late? Under section 35, goods are accepted only after the buyer has time to inspect them. In the case of Slegg versus Anderson, the court allowed the buyer to reject a month later because she hasn't accepted it yet. Solomon only opened one box of chair and called the seller the next day. This shows that he acted within a reasonable period of time and had not accepted the goods yet. Solomon claims that it's too late, which is wrong in law. Solomon can reject the goods and refuse to pay for the rest. So now I will explain the remedies under the Sale of Goods Act 1979. He can reject the goods because breaches are of condition, that is section 13, section 14.2 and section 14 subsection 3. Wrong quantity breaches section 30. Under section 15a and 15b, even minor defect allow rejection. He can get a full refund or replacement. He can claim damages under section 15.3. He still had the right to inspect under section 34 to 35. And under section 48 to 48F protects him from fair terms. In the case of Bernstein versus Pamson Motor, buyer got remedies even for small defects. Now I will mention some other remedies that Solomon may rely on. Under section 14.9, the seller can sue for the price but not here because the seller breached the contract. Under section 51, Solomon can claim damages the buyer replaced furniture. Under section 15.2, Solomon can ask the court to order specific performance, but it is rare. Now I will summarize my advice. Under the Sale of Goods Act 1979, Solomon has a very strong rights. He can reject all the goods, he can refuse to pay, he can claim damages. The store cannot force him to accept faulty goods or wrong items. If they refuse, he can take the matter to the country court. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for watching.